critique moment now that Pocket is here. We have a few entries to go over. Let me take a look. So we have Pocket, we have Badger, we have Skip. Cool. So we have 3 people to go over tonight, so that's pretty good. So it doubly sucked. Oh yeah, it's especially shitty when somebody that you actually like yells at you. I get that. All right. Well, we're gonna start with your art first, and hopefully it'll cheer you up because I have good things to say. So let me play the pre-roll, and then we will start. So let me click that button after I mute myself. Hi everyone, and welcome to Sydney's Critique Night. Every Wednesday, we'll take posts on the Art Critique channel in the community Discord and go over tips, thoughts, and feelings to give those entering another set of eyes on their work. If you're interested in having your work looked over, you can join the Discord by subscribing to my Patreon and purchasing the Artist tier, which is $3 USD a month. This will give you access to the Critique channel, as well as the weekly art share, where you can make a post every reset, Mondays, to show off your favorite work. A couple of things before we go forward. These are just also be added in the chat and pinned so that there's no chance of anyone breaking the following rules. This is a paid-for service. People are paying me money to look over their art for them and offer them my advice and my input. They have not paid you. Please keep any comments you may have to yourself, even if they were 100% valid. This is not the place. Consent is a core value of mine when it comes to displaying art, and I don't want anyone to feel ridiculed or discouraged from sharing in the future. Please be respectful to the art being displayed as well. It takes a lot of courage to willingly have your art shown and critically looked at in front of an audience of strangers. I went through it during college. It was scary, so again, please be respectful. These rules are in place for the well-being of the artists who are willingly volunteering themselves to be a part of tonight's critique. Breaking these rules will result in a timeout, or further offenses may result in a ban. To finish up, remember, I'm just one cat, a cat with biases and tastes that might not be your thing. Your art might not even be my thing. And that's fine. Art is entirely subjective, and if you disagree with anything I say or any opinions I have, you're free to do so. Don't think my words are the one-all be-all. Art is an expressive journey, and my critique should just be one stop, not the destination. Thank you all for listening, and let's hope tonight's critique goes well. Okay. Sorry, I was muted for a second there. So we are back. I'm gonna play the music that we all know is the Sid Is Now Talking music. We're gonna hit new. We're gonna go over here. Okay. Let's get started with this. I have good things to say off the rip with Pocket's work. So we're gonna pull this up. Kind of just copy. I'm gonna make like a really big page because something tells me Pocket made this fucking massive. Because why wouldn't she? Somehow this tells me that it's... Oh, yep. Jesus Christ, Pocket. Alright, my god, woman. Ugh. Why do you do this to me? Never mind, no positive comments, only aggressive comments. Because you make me have to resize this. Alright, this is... Let me turn up the music a little bit for you guys. This is... Character Concept Uranome, God of Chaos. Digitally done, made on the 16th of March 2025, and made in Paint Tool Sai. Actually reading out what I'm supposed to be reading out. This is awesome, Pocket. I think this is pretty sick. I think you did a really good job with this. I have some notes, but they're good notes. Okay? Primarily, I'm gonna hone in on things that I like. Now, as we know, because I do it, I love this face. I love the dribbliness. I love this kind of like pooling whatever gunk this is. We know I like this shit, so like I eat that shit up. Love that. I also like the 3 eyes. I like the variety in their positions and their little glow and the trailing glow. That looks really good. I like that the orange is carried over into other features of the face as well as the inside of the mouth. That looks awesome. I like the gloss around the lips. At first glance, they look like teeth, which is also really cool. But at the same time, you can kind of tell that it's meant to be just the lips end of things, which looks fucking awesome. I like the wispiness of the hair of like the head. That looks really cool. And then I like the gradient into the stark white, like bone white, frail torso. Like you can see kind of, you know, through the fur, the skeletal structure. And even here in the limbs, you can see that you put the detail of like the flesh wrapping around the bone and how frail this thing is, which is really cool. With also the very large paws, which is also really cool because it goes against what we see with the very frail body, which is really, really neat. I like this arc you have too. I'm going to redline that for you because I think that looks awesome. This arc that you have, this whole thing has like flow and it looks really good. Like even up to this plume of smoke back here looks awesome. And even the limbs and what they're doing is just, it's built wonderfully. This all flows really well, and it starts to, this is a small thing, even though this is just a character portrait and a character concept, it's still following the rules of eye lines, because you would definitely start over here because of the face. The face is like the most detailed and the thing that you would grasp onto first. And then of course it naturally leads you through the rest of the image, which is very healthy. It's not demanding your attention here, there, and otherwise. It's all localized here, and then you get to freely absorb the rest of the image, which again, how many times I've made just this curve that follows all the way through, and it's a very straight curve, is lovely. It's awesome. I love to see it. I think you did a really good job making these clouds feel really inky and blotty, and goopy, which again, I fucking love that shit. I eat that shit up like daily, so I love it. Now, comments. Very, very small, and you can disagree, but my one gripe is right here. And it's the fact that we go from like very well-defined tail to goop. But over here, we have this gradient that like fills in this gap. I wish it was more consistent, where the tail turned into the goop. I think that'd be really cool. And I feel like that's a really easy thing to throw in as well, is just kind of, you know, gradient out the tail towards this bit over here. I think that's a really easy thing to throw in. And then another thing, this is totally just flavor, but it's to keep the consistency a little bit, might be your thing, might not be your thing, is you can have behind the figure more of this inky like smoke coming off the core of the body. Because it does just kind of go from black to white to black. And there's no real consistency here, which isn't bad if you want to like draw attention to that, but it might be as something as simple as just kind of like arcing off the already existent like, you know, body here and there, especially with these like flicks that you did up here. Just kind of have little trails come up. Because this is purely accent. Also, the boss fight music. It's purely accent, but it would carry over as well to the rest of the design if that's what you want. You could even do it here off the claws if you wanted to keep it closer to the face. I think that would look really cool. Ooh. Oh shit. God damn it, I hate when I do that. Hello? How do I do this? Oh, why do I do this? I wish I could lock these. It'd make my life so much easier. Even here, like with this back foot, you could do like a little... That'd be sick. But again, it's tight the way it is. Those are very small little, oh, I wish you did that. It'd be cool. Like even this tail, if we grab this and we go over it with an airbrush, you know. And then we take, you know, a little bit of that inky black. Just kind of put it whoosh, so it like transitions a little healthier. I think that'd be cool. Could even have the tail like drip back into itself, which would be neat. But at its core, again, those are purely, you know, small little additional nitpicks that I think you could do. But I absolutely adore this, and given how everybody else reacted, I think everybody else agrees. So I think you did a really good job with this, and I hope you're happy with it, because like you did awesome. This is certainly, you know, right up my alley. You have any comments or anything? Because like I'm done. Had that coming out of off his belly. We're trying to took it from the angles. Oh. I think you did a good job. Literally, I think the one thing, like if you ignored like making the little dribbles, is just like make this tail turn into this smoke. I think that would be so cool. Because you did a great job with this gradient up here. I think you could do it again right here. You can even make it like a softer gradient, so it is still a difference between like the fluff of the tail and the goop of the mist. But like even the texture in this looks awesome. I can see your little lines that you made. They feel a little random, which is good. And it adds, especially from a distance, like you don't notice the mark making that you did here, because I can see your pen lines and the random assortment of very not resized brush strokes, which are really cool. Because again, from a distance, you don't notice that. And especially all this goop coming out of here. Especially with the shit that we've been working on with Vanguard. You know this is my jam. You know this is my thing. This is my thing right here. This is the kind of stuff that I love. Alright, anything else that you want to say before we move on? Because like I've said my piece. I think this is awesome. Just to keep it chaotic, you did a good job of that. I'm very proud of you. God of chaos. Yep. I want to see more of this. Do more of this. Make more of this guy. This guy's cool. This guy's really cool. I like him. Make more. I want to see this guy weekly in the weekly art share. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. Getting a whole character sheet. Good. I hope so. You better. Devious goopy creature. You gotta love them, dude. You gotta love the devious goop creatures. They're the best. Alright. We are going to move on down the line to Badger. Is Badger here? Oh, jeez. Can I... Good. First instinct is to feed it? Ew, why? I don't want to feed that. I don't want to be anywhere near that thing. I want to fight it. That's I see. Before we get to Badger. Personally, I see this thing, and Elise is like this big. right? that's what I see. Hell, even like a little bit smaller. Elise would fight this. Elise would fight this in a heartbeat. All right. Moving on. Badger's turn. Okay, we got Badger's persona. Oh, jeez. Jump scare. Why is everybody drawing fucking bigger? Really? Oh my god, she'd have a fucking awesome time killing that thing and turning it into boots. Alright, so we got Badger here. This is Badger the Guy's persona. Digitally done, created March 6th of 2024, and used Photopea. The fuck is a Photopea? This was made in, so everyone else can see it, Photopea. 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 Gonna be the smallest resolution of them all. I hope so. This is where. Alright. Alright, so you're wearing on your sleeve, both literally and metaphorically, that you really like Hyperion. So we'll put that down, Hyperion. Right down to, I'm pretty sure you're wearing a Handsome Jack's outfit. So right there, if that's the case, because let's look up Handsome Jack really quick. Oh my god, you just like are. I'm pretty sure this is the same Handsome Jack image that I used in the video. No, it's not. It's too small. Okay, so you just made yourself Handsome Jack with an arm. Got it. Trying to think of words. Words be hard. Let's do our classic test. I mean, it's probably, if you color picked, which it looks like you did, it should be tight. No, yeah, you have a good set of contrast going on, which is good. But because I know what spurred this on is my earlier comments of like ease to draw. I feel like yours is too simple. Well, oh, clipping. Because really, what does this silhouette say? Right? If you gave this a small, like, to a small child, right? If you said, hey, small child, can you draw this character? Like, circle, big eye, big eye. You know who it looks like? Like in a good way. You're either gonna love this or you're gonna hate it. One of the two. It's just Dan's persona. Which isn't bad. I like Dan Versus. Dan Versus is an awesome show. Wait, have you never seen Dan Versus? Or are you saying who is into the question of you know who this looks like? Please tell me you've seen Dan Versus. It's such a good show. It's one of the goats of the hub. I'm pretty sure it was on the hub. It came on like right after My Little Pony. Oh, thank God. Thank goodness. I'd be upset if you haven't. Okay. And you see Dan! Okay. Here's what I'm noticing, right? Take this as you will. I don't care who the IRS says, I'm not paying my taxes, which is topical because before stream started, I was paying my taxes. So here's my take, right? Me doing this little doodle, there are defining features within this face. There are. But here's the thing, right? Is that this is meant to be the child's doodle. This is what they're supposed to see. This is as simple as it gets. Yet at the same time, it looks nigh identical to what's already been made. You know what I mean? There's no real, like... I'm trying to think of the word for it. I want to say kick. And I feel like, you know, a lot of it comes down to your use of shapes and the way in general that you do your character designs. Because I think at its core, this looks good, right? I think this is a fine design. I do feel like you do lean a little too much into the Borderlands thing, which is fine. Like, wear what you love on your sleeve, in some cases, literally. I will never get on anybody's case for that. But where my problem stems from it is you basically took your character's head and put it on top of Handsome Jack. Or the other guy. Who's the guy from the Borderlands game? Robot arm guy. What's his name? Not Gage. The guy. In that the stories. Stories. Telltale. Main character. Didn't he have a robot arm? Reese, that's his name. I have chat covered right now. Oh, he does have a robot arm. SFM model. I mean, it's not exactly one-to-one, obviously. You like Flack? I do too. I like Sungwoo. He's a cool dude. He's got a nice voice. But he's got a robot arm. I definitely feel like with a lot of the things that you do wear your interests on your sleeve. Again, not bad. But you reference too heavily from them, so it doesn't make your own thing. It's more just like cosplay. It's like if somebody makes a character from, like, in the universe of, like, Demon Slayer, or, like, Sword Art Online, or any of, like, those shonen anime, and they just kind of put themselves in the main character's clothes, but with, like, a slight difference. Like, oh, I'm Kirito, but my jacket is blue. Oh, I am Tanjiro, but instead of green, I am red. You know what I mean? I think your face is good. I think this up here is good. I think you should find your own your own taste for a mechanical arm. I don't think you should be leaning so heavily into the Borderlands angle. Personally, if you like it, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I mean, for a persona, you know, it as your representation of yourself, I mean, that does also make sense that you would wear something that you love so much on your sleeve. But I feel like you like Mega Man more than you do Borderlands. And I feel like, at the same time, you could possibly combine both a Mega Man arm and a Borderlands arm. And make it pretty cool. At least in my take, this is my take, as we all know. You have a very rounded way of drawing. You use a lot of really rounded shape language. Your heads are extremely circular. All of your limbs kind of orb. Even your shoes down here are kind of orbing a little bit, like a little slime ball, right? I feel like your arm, instead of being a square, you know, boop, beep boop arm, you could instead have the round olive Mega Man arm. But you can still keep that color. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, I don't have a reference for how Mega Man arms look. Just because I feel like you like Mega Man more. I've heard you talk about Mega Man way more than I've heard you talk about Borderlands. But, again, if you like Borderlands more than that, I'll shut up. That's my take. But I think your idea for a design is really strong. I can, again, like, we did this. This looks good, so this has to look good too. I wonder what shifting your approach to drawing would be. It's the same thing that I said to Casey last week, I feel, where I've had this conversation with you before where it's like, you're just too comfortable. Hate repeating the same thing over and over again, not at you, but just like in general, especially where this is like recorded, is all of your characters look like this. Like, their faces are all slightly different, but if you line them up, ignoring all of this, and you did their silhouettes, all of them would look like that. There's not enough oomph and variety or like flair that you're getting out of these. Like, this is a really plain silhouette. There's no personality out of that. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can't find a good example. I have to dig deep for this one. Phone pictures, maybe? Maybe? Actually, yeah. Here's a good one. And then I want another one. If I can find it. A lot of this is my old homework. Here we go. Alright. So, if I go forward. Okay. Here's an old sheet of poses from Elise, right? Bunch of, you know, full body standing angled poses, or moving around in a variety of different ways. And the whole reason why this is even a thing is because we were supposed to fill it in and show off their silhouettes. What are the key things that you guys notice when you look at these? Like, what are the key bouncing out features that are consistent through all of these poses, regardless of where she's standing or how she's moving? This is the audience participation part of the video. Stream delay is fun, isn't it? Typefool says tail. Good. The tail is definitely a part of it. Flexible. Okay. I like the out of the box thinking with that one. Hair spikes, ears, and tail. Good. Vorksen's got it. Agile. Okay. Ears. Slow end's got it. All right. So I want you to all take a note of the duck. So out of all of those answers, Type, Vorksen, and Slowline got the best. And here's the reason why. Because it doesn't matter how these make you feel. It's what visually is connecting all of these together. And that would be the ears. The ears are always standing up. Standing up. But even when they're covered, like here, we have extra spikes coming out. You have these 3 spikes, or at least like 2 spikes for the most part. And when you don't have that, you have the rest of the pants. How these structures work. Her form is really consistent as well. If I took this, let me pull it back up. Pull that up, move this over here. If we go over this with red line, and we just block out all of the forms, right? So we have neutral standing form. Just kind of blocking out where the mass is. What are you noticing with most of these? As I draw them out, where I'm just blocking out the form. Some of these don't follow the rule, but most of them do. Are you seeing? Do you guys see? Are your eyes awakening? She is primarily in a triangle. Yes, Typeful gets it. Some of these are a little different, mostly because I did them differently, but for the most part, her design is always following a triangle. There will be some points that jut out a little bit, but she's always following a triangle. Because she's very sharp, she's very agile, like Badger said. But, again, at its core, triangles make up her entire design. So at the core of everything that I do, all of these poses and all of these angles and her entire silhouette is always referencing back to a triangle, right down to the tail being a triangle. Right? So when we hop back over and we look at what Badger's done, regardless of triangles and such like that, there's not much happening in regards to this silhouette. That tells us who this character is beyond the details in the face, which, when removed, has details. Like, it looks good. It's really simple. But what makes them stand what makes them stand out against an ensemble of other characters? I'm almost curious, Badger, with your permission, if you could send me another one of your characters so we could see them right next to each other and see how their silhouettes, differ. Because I am curious to see if the theory is correct. I will take the L if it's not. But going back to this, while Badger decides, all of these have props, which is what the tail is, and the ears, they're props that let you know who this character is. Even right down to the sword, It's a big sword. Even nowadays, it's not as much, it's not so similar. Let me see if I can't find, I called it I Hate Myself, if I remember right. Yeah. Like, even these, it's not really super duper the same, but she does kind of follow the triangle. But she also still has her ears and the 3 spikes that stick out for the most part. Along with her sword, which is her props. But she has a really simple form with things that pop out that tell you more about the character. We've actually talked about it before in the Discord about my character design, which we'll get to in just a second. We're going to pull up Badger's character. Okay. You threw me a fucking curveball with this one. Now, here's what I'm going to say. And you might like it, you might not like it. Badger's trying to prove a point right now. This is an entirely different portion of a character. But here's what I'm going to say now that I see this. These 2 silhouettes are very different, are extremely different. But one of them is just better. And it's kind of obvious which one. I'm sorry. This one is incredibly done. This has so much, like, weight to it. It feels big. The arms are well structured. You know, you got these 2 things that stick out of what seems to be a rounded body. You could see this from a mile away and kind of recognize what it is once you know what it is. When I was saying, can I see another one of your characters, I was intending for you to send Skylar or someone. But this is definitely different. But this actually kind of works against you a little bit. Because it shows that you can do, like, a really strong silhouette. But we get that. I feel like you could do so much more with this. Regardless of the Borderlands design, I feel like you could do so much more, like, detailing or accessorizing, especially with how simple everything is. Your prop is your arm, but your arm doesn't really juxtapose your other arm. A good example of, like, a juxtaposed mechanical arm is, oh, what's her name? If I look up S, not that one. L, A, who is it? Not him. Oh, okay. I knew it started with an S. A really good design that kind of goes into what you've done here is Sevika, whatever the fuck her name is, from Arcane. This arm is huge. This arm is bulky. It sticks out of her. You know, especially with the way Borderlands does a lot of its prosthetics and otherwise, I'm pretty sure you could do something similar to this that would offset how similar this arm is to over here. All right, see, once again, you're just in a really roundabout way, both proving me right and proving me wrong at the same time. Like, you have really minute differences between your characters. Here's another one of your characters. We're going to put them right up next to you. It feels like the only difference between these two that I'm going to pick up on when we mash them together. Okay, I just deleted that. That's not what I want to do. Boop, 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 boop. I know what I'm doing. Bind you two. Drag this over. No, there's enough of a difference here. But also, I feel like this character has more popping out. I feel like your Persona's design is too safe. Let's do your other characters. Skylar's actually great. I think Skylar's a wonderful design. I was really hoping that you had something similar to Skylar, because I think they came out awesome. Because you do the thing. You gave them a prop. This big blocky cannon, we combine everything together. Where did that go? Combine everything together. Look at that. That's really cool. That's a really interesting silhouette you got going on. Same one with this. Even though this guy is really simple, he's just a dude with suspenders. He's still got his little rounded tail, and he's still got his little rounded ears. I mean, it's still a little simple. I feel like a prop would help a little bit, but no, I think, you know, looking at all three of these next to each other, I think it goes Skylar. Hold on. Skylar's number 1. Hell yeah. This guy's number 2. And then your guy's like number 3. Then again, we have to think about this dude. This guy came out awesome. Like you show that you know how to do silhouette. I feel like you can do better with this. And I don't know how to push you in that direction. I don't know what you would want to do that would be better. But I feel like looking at your other characters and how they measure up, you could make yourself pop out more. Because really, like, what about you stands out from this character, especially in its silhouette? Like, it doesn't really say too much. Actually, that's something I can go into. Yeah, look at me, learning shit. Learning how to talk about stuff. So, from these silhouettes, we can actually get a glimpse into all of these characters pretty easily. Skylar got a lot of angles going on. A lot of angles. But on top of that, they have this big, blocky something or other that's connected to them. That's a big, hefty weapon. So not only are they fast, but they're also powerful. But they also feel really small, so they're probably not that durable. This guy, with his rounded designs, very rounded features, you know, very safe, very enclosed. He definitely feels like an ally, someone nice, someone friendly, someone that's there to help you. That's shape language, which is actually another image that I pulled up a second ago, is shape language. Shape language is pretty great, isn't it? The difference between circles, squares, and triangles, as one would imagine, is circles are very soft. We've talked about this in the shape language tutorial that I do need to do a redux on, by the way. Circles are very soft. They're very welcoming. They're very comfy. They feel like a nice warm campfire. Squares are very rigid, very, you know, secure, very blocky. You know, they feel very strong. So they feel weighty and heavy. Again, rigid, because they're squares. And then triangles are very sharp and dangerous and quick and scary, because they're like sharp bits. You know? So when you look at character designs, how do these angles, how do these shapes all come out through, you know, your silhouettes? Again, you have very rounded shapes here. You have a mix of round, blocky, and angular, which is awesome, because that technically means all three for this character, but also, again, you can see from their stature, they're probably not very durable. They can dish out heavy damage, they can move pretty quick, but they got that trifecta, which is they have the 2 out of the 3. What is it? It's speed, damage, and like health or something or other for like designing something. You can give something 2 of each, but not 1 of each, or 2 of each, weaken the other. So if you have something that's fast and deadly, it has low health. If you have something that's fast and has a lot of health, it doesn't do a lot of damage. If it does a lot of damage and has a lot of health, it's not very fast. That's, you know, design shit. But this feeling also carries over into design. Character design, not that's a game design thing. But then we go over here and we kind of don't get that anymore. We get round and then we just kind of get square. It doesn't feel boisterous enough to like really tell a story or like a narrative or really express your feelings or who you are. You know what I mean? Here, I'll light a fire under my butt. How does that sound? Let's do that. Where am I? And again, I want you to know, Badger, at any time, not at any time, but like, you don't have to listen to me. You can tell me to shut the fuck up. Let's do, here, we'll do me talking with my hands out, right? So, put myself in the same fire. Huh. I also follow the same thing that I did for Elise, which is triangles. Oh, I'm still clipping. I have very sharp features. Very, very sharp outward proportions. Especially from this angle, you don't really get a lot of my roundness. But at the same time, you kind of do at certain points. You get it out of the tail, you get it a little bit out of the legs, you kind of get it out of the fingers, even though they have a little bit of triangle at the end of them. Rounded fingers with a little bit of triangle. Same thing with the bottom of my hair. We get a little bit of round bounciness here and there, but we also still get a lot of spikes. The ears, too, are rounded triangles. They're a mix of both. I want to come off and remain a very, you know, what's the word for it? Comfortable character. That's why, you know, I'm wearing very loose-fitting, baggy clothing. That's why my hair is a mess. That's why I look tired as fuck. It's relatable, it's cozy, it's comfortable. That's why I chose the way to look the way I do. At the same time, though, I know my own personality, I know who I am, and I know I can be very, very sharp. I know I can be like that. I know I can be dangerous at times because I can get really angry or really aggressive. I know how I be. Eye is a triangle. You got that Bill Cipher build. That's a good one. Another aspect is that my eyes are extremely round to the point where they're almost like not all there on purpose. I'm trying to be as relaxing as possible, but even in my mouth, do I have fangs? Again, never really letting you get away from the fact that I am mildly dangerous. My big pillowy booba is actually a design choice as well, besides just being appealing. Chesticles are extremely round. Very comfortable, very motherly, if you will. A lot of fertility goddesses had this kind of fucking build, you know what I mean? It's very relaxed, it's very open. Also, too, small side of things. This bit. My chest is exposed. And it's not just because... I lost my train of thought because Slowline typed chesticles. It's not just because I want to show off my titties. No. It's because at all times, I'm trying to be as open with you guys as I can be. I don't want to hide stuff from you. I don't want to, I want to feel like you guys can hear me at like a reasonable amount. and get where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? But again, at certain points here and there, I have very sharp angles. Now, I do have some squares built into my design here and there, but they don't take precedent. My squares are not that important to me. My angles, my sharpness, and my roundness are the things that I compare and contrast with each other. Functional features. Pravis gets it. And this isn't just from one angle. This is from a lot of angles. Notice again, in this angry pose, my ears become sharper. My tail also sharper. I still have some rounded features here and there, but I'm boxing off. See how my form becomes a little more boxed with sharp edges? My hair also becomes more boxy. See what I mean? Even as in something like this, going from approachable, happy to aggressive and angry, my shape language changes because of these angles, but I'm always thinking about it. Shape language is fucking awesome, by the way. It's really easy. It's really easy to nail down once you learn what you're doing. It just kind of comes naturally. But then again, we go back to this, and this is awesome. Skylar's awesome. This guy, awesome. What is his name? Dimitri? Because I assume it goes Colt, Dimitri, Skylar, Maximus, right? Even Maximus. We'll pull up him for a second. Not that anyone knows him by name, but we'll pull him up because he actually does the thing that I was just talking about. This guy. Oh, here we go. Bring that down a little bit. Again, I feel like this is a stylistic choice. I get it. I feel like your faces are all too circle. All of them are circle. All return to circle. I feel like you could get way more out of this guy if he was if his face was like angular, because he feels very sharp. Even right down to his claws. His claws are very sharp. You know, his tail is doing the thing where it's sharp. His ears are very sharp. The sides of his face are very sharp. But I feel like you can push that sharpness. You know, push it. Maybe that's the takeaway that you should have, is not necessarily that you're doing a bad job, because you're not. But I feel like everything that you're doing is good, but you can push it to be better, and I know that you can. And it's kind of frustrating at times that you don't, because it doesn't take that much more work from you to make a design that's already great even better, because you're there. You have the eye for it. You have the mind for it. It's the thing that I talked about where when you're working on a drawing or you're working on a piece of something, right? And you can see that it's not going the way you want it to, and it's pissing you off. And you're confused that you're like, no, it doesn't look right. What the fuck? I'm doing this wrong. I suck. I'm terrible. I'm the worst. Yada, yada. It's like, no. You're not bad. Your eye is better trained than your hand is now. You need to get your hand up to where your eye is. You need to take a step back from doing what you're doing and maybe study in a different direction. That's my best advice for people that go through that. Because it's that something isn't clicking and you know it's not, but you don't know what it is. So to go and seek out what's not clicking is like vital. Because again, I see your designs and I think they look awesome. You know, I stand on the L. But also they feel really safe at times too. You don't do anything boisterous or loud. And which is interesting too, because I feel like a lot of your inspirations come from things that are boisterous and loud. I feel like Borderlands is one of the most punch-in-your-face design decisions ever. I feel like Mega Man has such a wide variety of character designs to eat from. that are all over the place, regardless of what generation you're taking part in. Right down to old pixel art, you know? Like, the early Mega Man games had, like, crazy different characters that all looked different because they were all really simple, because they had to be. They were all 8-bit. I feel like all of your designs are good, and you can push them to be even better by just playing with more shapes. Because again, I feel like you kind of are safe and comfortable drawing circular heads. All of these characters have a circular head, but do they need a circular head? What does your circular head say about your character more than, you know, Dimitri or Skylar? Is there a reason for it to be there? I feel like it's also really interesting that you took a blocky shape, if I can do it. You took a blocky shape for your arm, but you didn't offset it by unblocking this arm. You know? And that doesn't mean your whole form needs to be completely different. I think your structure is fine. And again, these are mostly just fucking nitpicks at your brain to try and get you to think about things. Which, whether or not you take what I say, is totally up to you. Again, like, I'm not gonna get offended if you say, Sydney, shut the fuck up. I want to do what I'm gonna do, and you don't know nothing. And I'll go, yeah, no, I don't know jack shit. I don't know why you fuckers listen to me. I dropped out of school. What do you mean? But also, I feel like it is important to talk about things like this, even if, like, the target doesn't take it. Not that you're a target, Badger, you're fine. But for other people, because I know a lot of people, when they saw the way I was talking about Vorksen's, you know, silhouette, they kind of took it into their brain and then they thought about it and they're like, huh, no, that makes sense. Because it goes, I know I always say it. I always say, like, oh, I've talked about it before. But it's true, because I talk about it a lot. A lot of art comes down to perception and, like, knowledge. And the more you perceive and the more knowledge you have, the better you get at it. And it's also mindset, too. Because it's how you think about what you're doing is important as well. Like, at this point, all of these things that I've been pointing out, like shape language, silhouettes, yada yada, stuff like that, it's all just kind of like part of my brain. Like, I don't think about it anymore. It just kind of fucking happens. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, fuck if I know, but it happens. I don't have to think about it as much anymore. But ultimately, going back all the way to what the source of this conversation even was, is your persona, which I think, you know, putting them in a Borderlands cosplay is fine. I think I would love to see you play with this face a bit more. Because it is a good face design, but I wonder how you can convey what's here with just shapes and make a stronger silhouette that when you plug it onto a costume, it stands out. Because, again, not to talk about myself again, but think about, oh, not that I can. My disembodied body! Do I have any pictures of it? Maybe I should just pull up the YouTube video. Maybe that's what I'll do. Again, putting myself under the microscope for this one. Lead by example or whatever. We go, oh, I never put the Christmas videos into a thing. That's my B. How long ago was Christmas? Not that long ago. Okay, here we go. Alright. So we got Bad Ben over here. And we got Christmas, right? Notice how in both of these, I'm able to kind of carry over the same design aspects. They don't really flop out. You know? Like, I maintain the same kind of idea. through both of these designs that are just swapping me in a different costume. Like, even right now, like, how wildly different I look compared to both of these, where I was going for, like, a more realistic angle. Well, not realistic, because it still looked fucking cartoon. But you know what I mean, where it's like, I'm not... What's the way to put it? I'm not chibi-ifying it yet. I was playing with it here, but I didn't really. But you can still see the popping out design aspects of it, which are primarily the eyes, but also the hair. Pocket took a bath. But I hope that all that made sense. And that the examples also helped too. Because shape theory, shape language, shapes are pretty good, are pretty great. And again, going back to what you made here, these colors look great. I think these colors look great. I think you did a good job bringing over like the Hyperion look. You're very handsome Jack looking, which is, you know, I assume the intent. Try to play with it tomorrow. Good, do that. I think you can do a good job with it. I think you'll do a really good job with it. And you do have good structure. You have fantastic structure with all of your characters. I feel like at times the thing, it looks like you're using like the mouse to draw. Or not even the mouse, it looks like you're using the line tool at times. Or you're really like concerned about, you know, getting these lines perfect. Because you have a lot of really consistent line weight throughout all of your characters. And a very similar way of drawing things across the board. To be fair, so do I. But I don't know, I feel like, again, I know it's easy to say as like advice, but like getting out of your comfort zone and trying different things. Because a lot of your art feels really, I don't want to say rigid, but like this is your most expressive looking piece, and even this is really boxy. I have to wonder if a more freeing kind of approach would help you. I don't know how to like push you in that direction, but like it feels like your ideas are like trapped in a cage, or they're like a fish or like a lizard in an enclosure, and it's trying to grow beyond that, but for whatever reason it's stuck where it is and it can't grow anymore. It feels like you're on the cusp of like an explosive understanding of what you're doing, more so than you already do. Define freeing? I don't know. Again, it's just so restrictive. I don't know what it is. It feels... I don't know. I'm moving my hands around and like doing like wigglies. I would like to see at some point your sketches, because I wonder how those look and how you sketch. Because, again, I don't necessarily want you to draw like I do, but as you guys have seen, especially with this, here, I'll hide everything. And then we'll go back to the original source. So we'll go here. Like, motion, fluidity, folds, things moving. Even, not necessarily here, but where else did I had another sketch section up, but yeah, these are just a lot of sketches, but they do the same thing, but somehow, maybe it's because I like my art. These feel more fluid and dynamic. versus how static yours feel. But I feel like if you could figure out how to start making your work more dynamic, even when just standing, it would just like elevate you like crazy high, higher than you already are. Because even this pose right here seems really boxy. Maybe it's because you don't really do foreshortening. Maybe that's what it is. Huh. All your characters seem to be at like 3/4 turn. And like just kind of like standing there like a Toddler Drama Island character. That's what it kind of feels like, I think. Oh my god, you're making a Canadian cartoon for Cartoon Network. That's what it is. Oh my god. No. Okay, yeah. Ha ha. Okay, wait, no, I have the perfect example. Is she gonna carry over? I don't know if she will. Copy. Paste. Okay. You draw, currently, characters from Toddler Drama Island. Right? When what you should be drawing is fucking Ben 10. Right? Like, look at the difference between this and yours, and then what you should be doing, because this is what it feels like you make. Right? Even Ben 10 Grandpa. I mean, he's pretty plain. I don't know. I know I grabbed like an action shot of Ben, so it's not super fair. But that's just what it feels like. I'm glad, you know what, we had that conversation about Ben 10 earlier. It kind of put me in the mindset to bring that up. Because I genuinely believe if you started like playing with foreshortening and like more punchy like positions, I feel like you could get out of that. Because even Ben is such a simple design, right? We all know how simple Ben looks. Oh, actually, it's crazy. The actual difference between these two characters, right? Like, even though they're the same, like they're standing in the same stance. I don't know what it is. Look at this lineup. I don't know. I really wish I had better words besides just like what I've been attempting to say this whole time. Because I did kind of cheat with the more dynamic one, but I feel like if you started doing that, it would click better. And I feel like you can do that. No, I don't feel like you can do that. I know you can do that. Again, I'm really curious to know how you do your sketches. And if you do them really rigidly or if you do them really fluidly, and then something gets lost in between. Also, Doc is still here. What the fuck? You said you were going to bed. But yeah, I think that's the best I have for you, really. They're kind of rigid. Okay. Here's my advice. Legit. Right? When you do your sketch, like, have fun with it. Get all flowy with it. Curve some shit. Curve things that should be straight. Make some straight things gay. That's my advice. Try it out. See what you can do. Maybe look up, again, especially where you like Mega Man. Come on. Just... I feel like I've seen you do this pose. I feel like you've put your character in this pose before. I feel like you can do this. This is really dynamic. You know why? It's a triangle. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see how everything lines up like that? It's crazy. And we don't give a shit about this arm because it's not important. This blaster is. His face is. His feet are, because that's how he moves. It's jump and shoot man. It's jump and shoot man. All right. I think you get it. Also, again, I really like this dude. This dude looks cool. I like this dude a lot. I think he looks really sick. Doc, if you're still here, I'll go over your stuff. Your stuff is easy. Doc, yours is like super easy. We can pop that open like right now. Oh, no, even yours is like fucking huge. Nobody makes anything in fucking... May send some other stuff. No, yeah. No, dude, anything you want to share, you let me know. All right. Doc. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about your design because I think it fucking kicks ass. I think your Stormtrooper's design... Stormtrooper? Your clone's design looks fucking kick ass. But I will pick apart how you structured your sheet, because the things that you can do are so easy, super easy, so easy to fix, like unbelievably easy to fix. You were got to get violent. All right, here. Let me pull up my Vanguard sheets from the Elden days. Let's do Silica. I've done Elise too many times. We'll do Silica. Where are references? Here we go. Silica Season 2. Now, I follow this kind of rule a lot when I do my character sheets, but we have, you know, our little splash art. Then I have our character turnaround, side, front, side, back, our colors so that I'm always consistent with them and I don't have to pull from the image itself, and then a variety of character faces. Right? Now this is all on one little swoop and it goes from chunk to chunk to chunk. Right? Maybe I will talk about Elise because Elise has had more. We'll pull her up, but also... I'll let you look at that while I go find the other one. Give me a second. I think it's in phone pictures. So this is one that I had to do for school, if I can find it. That's the age thing. Oh. That's a variety of poses, more poses, age sheet with sketches. This is a turnaround. You can tell I did it for school. I didn't really like doing it. So this is my grandfather who passed away like forever ago. Don't actually know when. Didn't actually know the guy. But it was part of an assignment to do a character sheet of someone that, you know, we were related to. So this is what I ended up doing. I picked him and I grabbed a bunch of pictures of him. And he kind of had like these polo shirts, yada, 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 yada. Who cares? Not really the point I wanted to make because I thought I had more out of this. Just felt like showing that I've drawn an old man before. I guess. But even here, you can see shape language is happening. Not that you need shape language in yours, Skip, but his head, very square. His tummy, very round. His whole body, very square. He served in World War II, I think. He was a cool dude, presumably. But we're going to hop over to Elise, because I think she is the closest to this. And I'll show you how to reorganize what you've done already, so it's not all funky-wonky. Because this is a little funky-wonky. Now again, with Elise, we have the same thing that we had with Silica. We have our splash art, we have our title junk, we have side, front, side, but notice how I've separated the arms next to each other, like that, because they are different, and then back. Then we get a shot of all of her scars, we get our character emotions, and then we get her props all the way over here. And we see how they actually relate to her and where she like wears them and keeps them and stuff like that. And certain little details like the blue part is the handle, underside concave slightly. See a lantern reference for operations. And then we got her bag, yada, 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 yada. So primarily what we're going to focus on is this turnaround with yours because your turnaround is tight. It just needs a little bit of schmovement and to be even better. Step one, what we're going to do is we're going to separate your side like this a little bit. All right. Then we're going to take this arm and we're going to take that, we're going to shrink it down a little bit so it's level with this arm. Same thing with this arm up here. We're going to shrink it down and it's going to be level with that arm there. You could even put it like closer. It's just because the thing right there is kind of fucking up a little. Oops. We'll just do it like that. Yada yada yada. Boom. Right? So that's already a little tighter because it keeps your eye moving in a straight direction. Now what we're also going to do is we're going to move your front position over here. We're going to move it right here. So we go front, side, side, back. We can even do, if you wanted to get crazy with it, front, side, back, side. That would require a lot of moving, so we're going to do that a little bit. We're just chopping this on up. I'm going to cut that, paste it on a separate layer, take this, move it over, try to keep everything aligned, because you did a good job aligning everything. Bring that back, move that there, right? Of course, we could take that and just kind of erase it a little bit so you get more space. Scoot that on back. So now you get the full consistent turnaround. If you really wanted to get specific with it, you could even take this arm and move it out in front so it's parallel with this side as well. Parallel. It juxtaposes, it does the same as the other side, like so. Like so. Right? Now that's really tight. Everything is on one singular line. Simple. It goes straight on through. Now we can take this whole section and we're going to cut that out. Ready? And then we're going to paste it separately. So now we're going to move this over and we're going to put that right in the center. Now what we can do is we can grab this section that you have up here of the dude with no helmet. Cut that out. And we can put that right here. In fact, right here. And we can take your information. Oh. Put that up top. Because it would go about, yeah. Well, if I cut that, paste it, move it. Move that up, like so. Then we can erase that. And then we can take these. Oh, no, I want to do that. To do that. Control V. X, V, copy. Move down here. Shrink down a little bit. And we move that up here. And then we can erase. Big eraser. No. And then you can move this text underneath. You need to keep the layer of everything you add. Save a lot of problems. Yeah. And then over here, how you have the pistols and the rocket launcher, all you gotta do is just kind of like snuggle those up a little bit more. Because those fit perfectly. With a little bit of text. And then you have a thinner sheet. It's thinner. Doesn't make you bounce around. And you get everything that you need following the same rules that I talk about when it comes to comic design, which is the flow of reading. You start with the face. You will always start with a face. The face is the thing you will be drawn to all of the time. Does not matter when. You will be drawn to the face. So we start with the face. We learn who they are. We get carried over to the other face. So then we go whoop. And you can see through here, and then you swircle on back, and then you come back to the icons. And it does leave you more space up top if you need more space up top. Everything's on one singular line. Everything's in head height. Everything's consistent. It's tighter. Similar here. It goes section, section, section. Elise, section, 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 section. It actually helps too when somebody's referencing something and they're like, oh, I need to know, like, you know, where they look like here. It's like, well, I can grab this and I know where that is. Reference sheets are fun. Making them easy to read is super important. But again, yeah, it was a bit of a hassle for me to do, but it's literally just because, like, I'm cutting and piecing together the actual fucking, like, where is it? The actual background, but, like, if I just grab, like, a color, I got that, and then we put it behind everything, that's pretty tight. That's easier to read, too. And it's more approachable. That's a really important thing for both comics and references and just art in general, is making your work really, really approachable. For anybody that doesn't even know what they're looking at, to look at and go, oh, I know what this is. I can understand what's happening here. The more convoluted things get, it gets fucking blah, 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 blah. You have a problem with organization? Don't worry, so do I. Just look at my saved files and how fucking nutty those get. But, and turnaround, they're not really talking about turnarounds. But, building a sheet is pretty easy. As long as you keep it on, you know, things like this. Especially doing the arm in front, because I like that you've already removed the arm. That's actually an important thing to do, is so that you can see the sides. I know you probably did that because you have a bunch of pouches here and there. I will also be keeping this because I have to draw you at some point. But nah, I think just doing that again, like, you have your key art right here, and you can just move on sideways. and it's all level. It's all where your eye needs to be. It doesn't make anything super complicated. The best example, I wonder if I can find it. Comic book. Not how to draw comics. Kids comic book. With a dragon. Can I find it? We found it before! I wish I knew where it was and also what it was called. Right? Comics? Comic book for kids. Hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Feel bad. All right, here. I can recreate the page. Oh, did I? Did I? Wait, I did. Oh, I so did. Where are you? Pocket. Why the fuck do we talk so much? What the hell? Where did I link it? Pocket, where did I link it? Pocket, where did I link it? Ah! I can't find it. Where do I fucking send it to you? Is it other people's stuff? God, everyone talks so fucking much. Why? Either DMs or the server. I'm looking in both. That's when I sent you music. That's when you were working on the creepy monster cool thing. How long ago did I do this? Wolf, you drawing wolves. Your boyfriend being cute. An adoptable that you wanted. That one doodle you wanted help with that I fucking talked about wheels forever. Okay. Nope, can't find it. We're chatty. Yeah, you fucking are. All right, here. I'll recreate the panel for you guys. It's really simple. So the whole of the comic is that it's like this knight going on an adventure and learning how to draw comics by the help of an elf, right? Right? Even to this day, I know how to draw this knight. It's super easy. But they come across like this little patch of vegetables. So there's like a turnip. There's like, that looks like a butt plug. That doesn't look any better. We'll do that. Oh, it looks like scissors. And there was like a carrot. And then there was like a watermelon. And then there was like something, right? They were basically turned into a bunch of vegetables. And they were all saying stuff like this, right? And some of the dialogue bubbles were kind of all over the place. They were overlapping with each other. They're just like everywhere, right? Yada, 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 yada. And the whole bit explaining the whole reason why this bit happened is because the elf then goes on to be like, if I remember how to draw the elf, he kind of had like a very odd parents thing. Got like a butt. He was like, let's move all the things. So he had all the vegetables at the bottom, right? This book is for children. And it rearranged the speech bubbles in a way that was easy to read. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was the same text that we got from this but now it's rearranged and easy to read. Looking at DMs. Present. Adventures in Cartooning. Thank fucking Christ. Adventures in Cartooning PDF. Can I find it? No shot. No shot! There's no way. Oh. Is it this? Oh, it's a limited preview. Oh, here it is. Adventures in Cartooning PDF. Yeah, it's this guy. It's an activity kit. Oh, I kind of got the elf fairy thing right. Kind of. Fill this page with your own favorite doodles. Backgrounds and doodles and drawings. Yeah, this one. How to turn your doodles into comics. Adventures in Cartooning. How to... Wait. You know what I might do? Give me a minute. Give me a second. Bear with me a moment. Because I have this book. I have the book. I don't know where it is, though. That's my gay fencing. Oh, good. Where is it? I have the book. I know I do. I don't know where it is, though. I was gonna pull it up on stream. I was gonna, actually, read it to you guys. Again, I don't know where it is. I don't feel like it's that small, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. If I can't see it, I don't think I have it. Unless I put it in a bag or something. I might have done that. I occasionally do that. I wouldn't know. Shit. No. Wait. No. Ah. That's okay. Wow. Okay. But yeah. Basically, the whole reason I brought that up and I struggled to find the fucking thing to begin with is because the easier you make a thing to read, the more approachable it is and the less of a headache it is for both you and the people actually engaging with it. I notice this a lot with people that make comics and otherwise, and they don't really not that this is comics, but because my proficiency is in comics, this is the thing that I notice, is you get a lot of people that go nuts with bubbles, where they know how to read what they're making, but nobody else does. It's kind of like writing you're Leonardo da Vinci. You're writing your own notes for you and no one else. But you intend for other people to read them. Where even I did it occasionally. I had a bad bubble here and there in Vanguard. It happened. Especially towards the latter half of season 2. I started fucking up a lot. But with this, very small edits that you can make pretty easily. And for anybody else making a character sheet like this, you don't have to lay it out like this. You can do 2 layers, but if you're gonna do a turnaround, you should have everything next to each other. It makes everybody's life super easy. Especially because you get to maintain consistency. Size consistency and so on. Because it is a turnaround. You should be turning the character around. I think the details that you included, though, Skip, are perfect. I don't think you oversaturated anything with fluff. I've done that. I have done that in the past. I wonder if I can find it. I think I've shown it before. Or I tried to. Games folder? No. Ancient hardware, drawings. If I can find it. I doubt I can at this point. Where is that? I drew it in like 2018, I think. Here it is. So this, right? This is bad. Don't do this. This goes for everybody. Don't do this. This is bad. Age, height, weight, race, weapon, glyph ability, bunch of shit. Group, short bio, read the bio. Fucking notations, explaining things. Notations, explaining things. Don't do that. You need this shit. Okay, then you do that separately. You build off. You build next to it. So, which shoulder? Let me show details from the top of the shoulder too. Okay, I get what you mean. Then yeah, you would either put that up, like up here, or you would move it over here and make it a section to talk about it. But not do. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is bad. No. This is past Sydney being dumb. Don't do this. Don't do any of this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this either. Or that. Or that. Or any of this. Don't do this. We ain't talking about this or this or this. We're talking about this. Details about the equipment on the right. Yes. Just keep it short and concise. Sentences at most. See? Sentences at most. Because you shouldn't be like reading it like it's a fucking story. It's a reference sheet. You're supposed to look at it very quickly and move on. Do not draw bunny girls. Exactly. Don't fucking do it. It's my copyright. No one else is allowed to draw bunny girls except for me. But no, I think, you know, moving it around, you have all the pieces. You have great pieces. You just got to scoot them around a little bit and reorganize them. But other than that, I think you did great. And I think your character looks sick as fuck. I can't wait to draw them. Nah. My throat hurts. I think I've been talking too fucking much. All right. Back to this. Because I think we're out of people. Right? Are we out of people to do? Great. Yeah. We did Skip, we did Badger, we did Pocket. I think we did a good job. Oh, the Elf LC? Which one? Elf LC? Oh, you mean Silica? Yeah, she is now a fox. Oh, I snorted, oh no. Lab coat, old, oversized, worn out for Vorkson. Eh. You don't even have to write anything down about it if you were to make one. I think your character, also Vorkson, is really good. I think Wick too, but also I'm a little biased because like I kind of had a hand in designing them a little bit because I drew everything for him. But nah, I think your character is pretty sick, and I barely did anything. I just kind of designed. Yeah, so, Silica's a fox now. She's not I drew it like forever ago. I wonder if I can find it. I doubt I can, but Sydney's art show. Let's go up. Wasn't that long ago. It's back when I did barter. There she is. Copy image. So she went from that to basically... Oop, blimey. She went from that to that. Outfit still like in progress. It's kind of crazy that you can see it's still the same character though. Have a good night, Doc. And thanks for being part of tonight's crit. I appreciate it. I think getting to talk about character sheets like that was pretty good. That's what I like about doing crit night too, is that it gives me the chance to talk about different aspects of like making stuff. Because with Pocket, I was able to talk about like nitpicky like consistency shit, which is awesome. You mean, oh, she's nice. At least you're consistent, Doc. I like that with Badger. We were able to talk a lot about shape language and like character dynamicism in a variety of different ways too, to try and like make a point that I was struggling to make. I feel bad that that happens a lot, is I'm not really concise in the things that I say. I kind of dance around shit a lot. My vile furry bait won't work on this guy. Dude, it already has. Shut up. You're already done. You've been done. Step 1, you're in this community, man. Step 2, I've seen the furry VTuber not VTuber model, VR chat model you have that I copied. Nah, you're cooked. You're so cooked. You're like escargot. It's a French joke. And then yeah, I like that we talked about Doc's character sheet, because again, like all of these different things are stuff that yeah, I know about, but some things that I feel like I just kind of know, I realize that other people don't, and I want to talk about them, and I want to hope you guys like hear about it, because I love seeing the gears turn regardless. Final Fantasy 14 is the reason you're here. Step 2. You can't deny that. No, you cannot. Exactly. She is cute. Designed to be so. With all of her roundness. I don't know. I like seeing the gears turn with you guys. Regardless of if you're making stuff or you want to make stuff, or you know, you've already made stuff. Seeing people hear like, oh, that makes sense, or oh, I didn't think about that, or shut the fuck up, you're wrong. I like that. That's why I like doing this. On top of the fact that I like doing community driven stuff to begin with. You know what I mean? But I think we can call it for the critique here. We just need to finish the background for this drawing and we're done. Which is pretty hype, not gonna lie. I also have to add the flame, but we'll get to that, so. Yeah. And, hold on, I gotta do the YouTuber thing for a moment. So bear with me. If you're watching the video currently, thank you for watching this far, I appreciate it. How the hell did you survive this long? My god. If you liked what you saw here today, we do this every Wednesday, or we will be, whenever anybody posts. You are able to join if you go to the Discord as I'm good at this. If you go to the Patreon, which should be in the description of this video, and subscribe to the $3 art tier, or any of the tiers above which, you'll be able to gain access to the weekly art share, as well as the critique channel. My god, I can fucking speak. There are the chat. Oh yeah, you're recorded, buddy. You're right there. You ain't escaping. You're not escaping the fucking. Allegations, my guy, you're cooked. But go over to the Patreon, subscribe to the $3 artist tier. You gain access to the weekly art share and optional critiques if you so choose. We're always happy to have more people join in and tag in and, you know, ask more questions and get more input. Because it helps me talk about different things that I don't necessarily think about talking about, just like I said at the end. And I like getting to see more of you guys' art, and I like putting it under a critical eye where, you know, I give my thoughts and I give my feelings, and I do so as best as I can in a constructive way, because at the end of the day, that's why I started doing tutorials, even though I haven't done one in a while, and that's why I have this channel, is because I want to help people feel confident in making stuff across the board. So, you know, if sharing this or listening to this or, you know, just sticking around and being here while I draw is helping you do so, that makes me happy. So, with all that being said, thank you for watching the video. The stream is still going to continue, so please hang out. And I'll see you again if you decide to stick around. I'm good at intros, I promise. Bye. Or outros. Fuck! Okay, and now we can go back to this. God, it's fucking hot in here. I gotta turn on the AC. Give me a second. That's nice. Okay. Back to this. My throat is fucking killing me though.